I'm Jay Jackson. Welcome to WineNewsNoir.com. Thank you for watching and subscribing. We begin in Culver City, California, where superstar rapper E40 brought out sippers from across Southern California. His wines are big sellers in the region. Now he's offering up a taste of spirits. I talked exclusively with the rapper about success and sacrifice.
Stabbing out, getting it, kayak.
With nearly 2.5 million albums sold, rapper-producer E40 is known worldwide for his unique style. That same unique style can be found in the growing list of wine and spirit products under his given name, Earl Stevens. The latest, a smooth and tasty cognac called Tycoon that brought him to this Total Wine store in Culver City, California.
So I'm very excited about my Tycoon Cognac. I have VS and I have VSOP. I feel like my VS should be a VSOP and my VSOP should be an XO. That's how delicious it is. You can put it up against any other cognac and you'll soon find out right away that it's top drawer. The best. The proof is in the juice.
Fans lined up to get the drink and meet the star. Michael Lander was one of them.
Today is awesome. I got to meet E40. Got a bottle of Slurricane. Signed my touchdown dog for my wife. Nice guy.
Me meeting him right now was like winning the lotto. I'm going to go buy a ticket after this. I feel lucky.
Running taller than the trees in Yosemite. Got my 40 on me, that's my mini-me.
With hits like Tell Me Where to Go and Big Subwoofer, E40 has been drawing crowds of adoring fans on his nationwide promotional tour to push Tycoon. It's something he's used to, as his wine brands have been hot sellers as well. No small thing considering the relatively small number of black winemakers making seven-figure profits.
We're starting to see a lot of excitement in the black wine and spirits space.
Absolutely.
And you're one of the leaders. Talk about how important that is.
A lot of times, people that look like me, this is not an arena that they dive into. I'm 9 years in it now, and it's not a cakewalk, It just, you have to really have faith in it, and you got to have a passion for it, So this is me. I'm really focused. I'm dialed in, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like, it should be more of me out there. And, I got a hella SKUs, hella of them. As you can see, from cognac to vodka to sparklings to still wines to RTDs, all that stuff, man, everything above.
For fan Michael Blackman, it's a dream come true.
I always admire him for his rhymes to hip hop. He's part of hip hop, and he's West Coast hip hop. That's why I award this today, West Coast. He worked with many of these people.
A bottle of Tycoon sells for roughly $48. Harlem, New York will see a new wine bar opening this month, and it has the whole town talking. It will simply be called the Harlem Wine Bar, located at the intersection of 131st and Lenox. The wine bar will feature black-owned wines as well as wines from around the world. Award-winning sommelier Moselle Watson is one of the creators of the new space. I talked with him about the importance of opening the shop in Harlem.
The whole staff is Harlemites, born and raised in Harlem, so you're going to expect exactly what the wine bar says, Harlem Wine Bar. It's going to be a cool vibe, great food, amazing cocktail lists and wine lists, and the staff is very knowledgeable and like Harlem people, so it's going to be dope, man. It came about through a conversation with a few of my friends, and there was a bar in Harlem that was kind of struggling, and we went in there at first on some bar rescue, ordeal to help whip it into shape, and that just transformed into us taking over the said bar and running it the way we planned and envisioned. So it's a beautiful thing.
Watson says the grand opening will be held December 8th. The Association of African American Vintners just announced the dates for its 2024 Wine Symposium. It will be held March 9th and 10th in Napa Valley. The symposium will include panelists, an awards dinner, and a wine tasting festival that will feature more than 20 black-owned wine brands. More information will be released later this month. Chile news in South America, war in wine, and U.S. wine prices are changing. Here are the top stories for this month's Wine in a Minute. Chilean winemakers say they fear for the country's future in wine. Sales are down as much as 40%, with several major brands causing a record number of vineyard owners to abandon the industry altogether. But on the upside, higher priced wines are seeing a jump in sales and increased quality. U.S. wine drinkers are facing sticker shock as wine prices are expected to rise dramatically next year. The cost of glass, corks, labels, and labor is on the rise, which translates to higher wine prices. Industry leaders also say climate change is to blame, as shifting growing regions are forcing winemakers to replant. Israeli winemakers are getting some much-needed help amid the conflict in Gaza. A group called the Israel Wine Producers Association launched its Sip for Solidarity campaign to raise money for winemakers in the Jewish state. Many of the vineyards have been abandoned as a large number of workers have been called to fight after the October 7th attack by Hamas. And finally, one more story from the Hugh Society's Wine and Culture Fest held in July in Atlanta. Wine education was a major part of the event, and one region got particular attention: Rioja.
It's the first book by a U.S. publisher on the wine region of Rioja.
Ana Fabiano loves wine, but when it comes to the Spanish wines of Rioja, well, love is an understatement.
Spain is one of the world's biggest winemaking countries in the world.
On this day, she's teaching a master class on Rioja wines at the Hugh Society's Wine and Culture Fest in Atlanta, focusing on the majestic Tempranillo and the versatile Viura. When she's not doing this, she's singing Rioja's praises from Canada to California and around the world. Her acclaimed book, The Wine Region of Rioja, second to none Rioja-related credentials, makes her well qualified to offer critical tips when buying wine.
I think wine education is so important because wine is a product where today you can easily get ripped off or misunderstand it. There's many authorized additives and preservatives that go into wine, so understanding point of origin and not just what is the wine you're drinking, but who is the wine you're drinking.
And much like growing vines, Fabiano is planting seeds and watering them with knowledge. For Monica Groves, it was more than worth it.
Today was fun. I did not realize I was going to get tipsy at 11:51, but I learned a lot about Rioja, what I like, what I don't like.
So what everyone should know about Spanish wines is they are very accessible on the palate, meaning that there's beautiful balance in the wines. You're not going to find wines that have high alcohol or rough tannins that really limit your enjoyment of the wine. So these are wines that give you a lot of pleasure in the glass.
All right, love a great temp. And that's going to do it for this month's WineNewsNoir.com. Please remember to visit our sponsors on our website. Once again, thank you for watching and subscribing. I'm Jay Jackson. Cheers.